Dark City is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Arrow Video. It can be found as a limited edition, available at your local and online retailers. Easily one of my favorite movies of the 1990s, Dark City is also one of the most unique in premise. I always enjoy the theatrical cut, but I do feel that the director's cut is one that benefits from adjustments that make the story more of a mystery. Taking out the original opening voiceover is honestly one of the best decisions, and while I do feel the additional scenes do add a little bit more to the overall story, I really think it's the opening that sets the tone properly. And back at a time when the internet online community was still sort of new, this was a big topic. The film has such a style, it feels timeless, and yet still with a hard layer of sci-fi to it. The casts are also well suited for their respective roles, and each does a good job. I go back to Dark City at least once a year. It's always a fun revisit. And I think it's such a cool flick that it's really an easy one to recommend. So yes, definitely check this one out. Dark City on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray includes both a 4K edition of the theatrical cut as well as director's cut on two separate discs. It has an aspect ratio of 239:1 with native 4K resolution, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. Dark City's transfer from Arrow underwent a 4K scan and restoration from the 35mm original camera negative, and it was approved by the film's director of photography. The source was in excellent shape with no obvious blemishes or imperfections. Grain is finely layered and does not appear to have been managed. Bit rates are strong, often hitting well above the mid-80s and even triple digits for the duration. This is easily a case for an obvious upgrade as it clearly dominates the old Blu-ray visually. Image clarity is fantastic, giving the viewer nicely realized textures and added detail. Of course, some of the era-specific special effects tend to look less than ideal, but these are fleeting occurrences, and at least for me, they didn't detract from the overall experience. This is the same for some establishing shots. Close-ups are revealing. Little nuances in the skin of the strangers in particular are apparent. Set pieces, such as the crazed drawings found in Walensky's room, show better clarity. The film's palette is also notably improved on this 4K disc. The film has a stylized visual style, not much in the way of cheerful or colorful primaries. Instead, cold blues, deep greens, yellows, browns, and other similar shades are omnipresent. Still, there is a pleasing boost that fully stays well within the film's tone. The stranger's white skin is chillingly unnatural, while John Murdoch and the other citizens are naturally warm. For a film as dark as this is, black levels are nearly perfect here on the 4K. Night scenes and dark interiors are dialed in extremely well, leaving no signs of unnatural elevation or other issues. Shadow detail is also well executed with no instances of crush. Dark City on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio mix, which folds down to a Dolby True HD 7.1. There's also a 5.1 track and 2.0 mix available. A new Dolby Atmos mix has been included for this release, and it's simply a fantastic presentation. So often films, when they reach a certain age and are given new Dolby Atmos tracks, can be almost half-hearted attempts to upgrade the audio. Not so here, as overhead engagement is quite abundant and very pleasing. There are numerous instances throughout the film, such as when the strangers are flying, the constant changing of the city and its structures, and supernatural abilities often populate the height channels. Mid-level and rear output is similarly engaging, and of course the film's energetic score also gives the viewer that much more in the way of immersive elements. Audio cues often pan around the room and are very dynamic. Dialogue through the center is clean, clear, with no issues, and is nicely prioritized through the center. The LFE carries some weight and is very effective in its overall delivery. I didn't find it to be overly aggressive, I don't think it really needed to be here, and it's perfectly accentuated the in-film impacts and other moments that called for it. There's a good variety of new and legacy content when it comes to supplements, on both the included director's cut and theatrical disc. On the director's cut bonus feature section, there are old and new audio commentaries, one with director Alex Proyas from 2008 and a new one from 2025. There's also the classic audio commentary with film critic Roger Ebert and David Goyer, which if you haven't listened to, it's definitely worth it. In addition, there's a nearly hour-long documentary featuring the cast and crew, director, and star as they go deep into the behind the scenes and offer recollections about making the film. I really loved this piece of content, and it was certainly worth the watch. There are also visual essays and a few other behind-the-scenes content on the director's cut disc. On the theatrical version, there are mostly legacy extras, which if you've had previous releases of the film on physical media, you've certainly seen these before. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Dark City on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A+. Arrow Video certainly gave the film the respect it deserves with this 4K transfer. The improvements over the Blu-ray are excellent all around, with excellent image clarity and visuals enhanced by the grading. For the picture, it's worth the upgrade alone. For the audio, I scored it an A. I was very impressed with the implementation of the Dolby Atmos track, and it really offers a great experience in your home theater. The additional speaker real estate is put to good use, and it adds a lot using the film's sound design, a very solid addition to your home theater. And the extras, I graded them an A. The bonus materials are definitely a healthy balance of both new and old content, and everything here feels like it was done with the fans in mind. There's a lot to dive into, so what are you waiting for? Get to it. So that is my review of Dark City on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Arrow Video. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct link in the comment section. But if you have the disc already, let us know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.